Well, you can't escape the Moroccan support wherever you go around Doha. Alongside you for this game is the former Wales international, Dean Saunders. Morocco so far have been terrific on and off the field.
Well, yeah, and you could hear the anthem, the way they sung it. I mean, the Canadians sung theirs with passion as well, but Morocco, they've won the singing contest at the start, and they're a proud nation, and this is going to be a great game. I mean, Nigel, we just keep going from game to game. Can't wait for this game, can't wait for the next game, so this is another one. I imagine Canada are going to start quick, but eventually the class will tell, and Morocco will get on top of them.
And Walid Regragui, the Moroccan coach, has said they can't play for a draw. It's not their way. They'll come out to win this game, and I think that has to be the right approach.
Yeah, I can imagine myself in the dressing room. I'd just say we go out with the same attitude as if we're going to win the game, and we'll let you know as the game's going on. We'll inform you of what the situation is, but just concentrate on winning the game.
A reminder, over on Talk Sport, getting underway in a few moments' time. Croatia against Belgium with Ian Danta and Tony Cascarino. Later on, here at the World Cup, 7 o'clock kickoffs in Group E. Here on Talk Sport 2, big game. Japan against Spain with Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce. Over on Talk Sport, Costa Rica against Germany. Costa Rica, of course, winning their second game. Germany really under pressure with only a single point so far. Natalie Sawyer, Joe Shannon and Leanne Sanderson will guide you through that game. Romain Saiss, formerly of Wolves, now with Besiktas, the captain of Tunisia, just meeting with our Brazilian official before this game. The referee is Rafael Klaus. And once again, Canada and Morocco are not lacking support inside the Al Thumama Stadium. Canada already know they're going home after this game. Of course, they will be co-hosts in 4 years' time, and I think that's the motivation for them heading into this game, to maybe leave this World Cup with a point.
Yeah, I mean, John Herdman's come in for a bit of criticism. He's been in the FA, the Canadian FA, for a long time now. He's done the women's team and he's done this team. And I think he's made everybody stand up and think, well, Canada are a really, really good football team. So I think he deserves a chance to get to the next World Cup. He's been loyal to them. He's got some really good players. He's got them trying. They're playing for the badge. And they're good to watch. So, they're not going to qualify this time, but I think they've done really well.
And Milan Borjan is their captain in the absence of Atiba Hutchinson, who is on the bench this evening, the veteran, and I'm sure we will see him later on in the game, whatever the situation. In all probability, he is bowing out of the World Cup. A reminder of the two sides once again. Morocco, Bounou in goal, Hakimi, Aguerd, Saiss and Mazraoui the back four, Unani, Amrabat and Sabiri in midfield, Ziyech, Endesiri and Boufal up front. For Canada, Borjan in goal, Johnston, Vittoria and Miller the back three, and Akugbe, Osorio, Kay and Davies across midfield, Buchanan and Hoylett supporting Larin in attack. We are about to get underway here at the Al Thumama Stadium. Across Doha at the Ahmad bin Ali. Croatia and Belgium will also be kicking off. That game is live on TalkSport, but here on TalkSport 2, the Atlas Lions of Morocco look to qualify for the round of 16 for the first time since 1986. Canada have performed so well in their two games so far, but no points, and they already know they are going home. And they're wearing all red and will be attacking the goal away to our right-hand side in the first half, as Yassine Bounou, who was pulled out of the Moroccan game against Belgium seconds before kick-off, plays it long downfield, and there is an opportunity now for Morocco to try and build right from the start, and it's spread wide by Boufal towards Hakim Ziyech, who's almost teasing the two Canadian defenders who come towards him. Now he will take on Akugbe, the cross into the penalty area, and it was aimed for Sofiane Boufal, but the ball just skimming his fringe, and it will be a throw-in on this near side for Morocco, and they have made a very impressive start.
What a cross. Ziyech wrapping his foot round that ball, striker's dream. He's nearly got it on target, but he's got his head there, but it's just gone wide. Great start.
Bufala's now gone down, challenged by Johnston, but no free kick was given, and it was Kamal Miller who just got a touch on that cross, and then Johnston diving in with Bufal, in all probability preventing the opening goal. Of course, Canada scored inside a minute in their previous game against Croatia, and Alphonso Davies headed in the quickest goal of the World Cup so far. Tunisia roared on by the passionate supporters, looking to build again now as Amrabat plays it back towards Nayef Aguirre of West Ham United. But Canada now gather. Larry finding Alphonso Davies, who looks to cut in field down the right hand side, back onto that left foot. Davies now continuing, pulls it back, and the shot towards goal from Kay is blocked, but it's quickly won back by the Canadians, and we can guarantee an attack-minded approach from them. But now Davies has lost out, and it's played forward by Bufal on this near side, brought in field by Sabiri, and some very good technicians in this Moroccan side, and it's worked wide towards Bufal once again, but the ball just evading his grasp, and Walid Regragui, their coach, only took over in August after the previous incumbent Walid Halahodzic was sacked after falling out with a number of the senior players who threatened to retire from international football. But Regragui is a very different character, former Moroccan international himself, played a good deal of his career in Europe, and so far with this World Cup he's done a very good job.
Yeah, a minute ago there, Alphonso Davies has got a great chance to get a shot off. He is playing on the right. Huizenhoff sort of said to us that he might play on the right. Well, he is. He's playing sort of right wing back. And he's got a chance on his right foot. I'm sure if it's on his left foot, he pulls the trigger. He's just turned the shot down. He's right in the box, 12 yards out.
Now a back pass from Vittoria. And Boyan charging out of his goal. Ziyech will gather, and he chips it in. And Morocco have the lead. A piece of quick thinking from Hakim Ziyech, the Chelsea midfielder, gathering the ball 40 yards from goal. Boyan was nowhere, and Ziyech, with a delicate chip, found the back of the net, and Morocco have the goal, which could send them through. Spectacular from Ziyech, and it's Canada 0, Morocco 1.
Deary me, what a mistake from Boyan. Another goalkeeper who thinks he can play centre midfield, playing out from the back. There's no danger whatsoever. He gets a back pass which is slightly short, but he's tried to dribble it into midfield. He's passed it straight to Ziyech, who's just chipped it over him into the empty net. And it wasn't as easy as people think. Ziyech still had to flight the ball over him, but he's executed it perfectly. But Boyan, 5 minutes into the game, what on earth are you doing? He's just got to put his foot through it and clear it up the pitch. He's trying to dribble it into the centre of midfield. Ridiculous mistake.
Hakim Ziyech scores his 19th international goal. And as you say, he was given the ball and an empty net, but in that situation, under this sort of pressure, that's a very good finish.
Well, yeah, Boyan's passed it to him. He's about, 35-40 yards from goal, with the ball rolling at him quite slowly. So, for a professional footballer, it is a skill you should be able to execute, but as you said, it's the World Cup, pressure's on. But Ziyech showed his class, just floated it, lovely, left foot, curled it over into the empty net. There's a gift.
And it's his first goal in the World Cup final. So the current situation here in Group F, Morocco on top with 7 points, Croatia 5 points, Belgium 4 points, and Canada no points. Of course, a long way to go, still 0-0 in the game between Croatia and Belgium. That's over on TalkSport. And it's a great day of World Cup football, it really is. Coming up later on at 7 o'clock on TalkSport, Costa Rica, Germany, and on TalkSport 2, Japan against Spain. All 4 teams in Group E could still go through The winner of this group will play on Tuesday at Education City against the runners-up in Group E. Could be Spain or Germany. And the runners-up in this group will play at Al Wafra 3 o'clock on Monday against the winner of that group, and they would be in the portion of the draw potentially occupied by Brazil in the quarter-finals. But Canada, a goal down here with 7 minutes played. It's played in field again by Kay and quickly given away, and Morocco are really up for this. Onani, he was caught after the ball was played there by Hoylett, and the Brazilian referee is quick to book the Reading midfielder.
Yeah, bad tackle. Junior Hoylett there. Tracking back. And it's late. It's a definite yellow card. Yeah, you just seen the replay. Oh, it's nastier than I thought. He's wrapped his legs around the player's leg and deserved the yellow.
And we're watching on the monitor the goal again, and it looks worse and worse for Milan Borjan, the captain of Canada. 35 years of age, plays for Crvena Zvezda in Serbia. Kept 9 clean sheets in 14 games in qualifying, but none here. And his 71st appearance has got off to a very troubled start.
Well, he's got two options. The ball's rolled back to him a bit short. Option 1, put my foot through it as far as I can down the pitch. Option 2, put my foot through it as far as I can down the pitch. And he chose another option which didn't exist. Dribble it into midfield like a midfield player.
Well, it's a free kick here for Morocco. Sabiri, who delivered the set piece which was touched in by Romain Saiss in the match against Belgium to make it 1-0. He's over this along with Ziyech. And it's Sabiri who kills it right-footed. It pings off the top of the wall and will spin behind for the game's first corner. 9 minutes played here on TalkSport 2. Canada 0, Morocco 1. It is still 0-0 between Croatia and Belgium. So as it stands, Belgium are going out and Morocco will win the group.
Well, they'll be in a strange state of mind now because they've gone in front so early. To just keep going, or to midfield players just stay the right side of their men, not running into the box. Wide players turn out with the ball. It's an awkward one for them, but it's a nice problem.
Ziyech, who scored the goal, will take the corner kick on the far side. The Moroccan right, it will be an in-swinger, delivered, and Borjan leaps to fist the ball away, but it's fired back as the ball headed into traffic on the edge of the penalty area, but the shot in the end from Morocco was a loose one. Borjan there rather got caught underneath the ball as he tried to catch it at the near post, and it was scrambled clear in the end, and Alistair Johnston, one of a number of MLS players in this Canadian team, will now take throwing on the near side, and having scored the quickest goal of the World Cup, Canada have now conceded the second quickest.
Yeah, and Borjan now, he's just got to make sure he doesn't compound it by making another mistake. Is it me or Johnson? Has he taken 2 foul throws already? They look like foul
throws to me. I've seen quite a few in this World Cup, yeah. I've seen 1 penalised. It's a free kick given to Morocco on this near side, and we saw Tunisia play superbly to beat the French, but ultimately go out yesterday. But the North African challenge is strong here in the Al Thamama. Ziyech with the free kick into the penalty area, and it's cleared away at the near post by Kyle Larin, who was back defending, the main striker for Canada, and it will be a throw-in. And at the moment, Canada finding it very difficult to leave their own half. Morocco are the dominant team. The throw-in from Ziyech is only partially cleared. Now twisting and turning is Sabiri on the edge of the penalty area, and it's back to Amrabat, who is an excellent player as he's shown throughout this World Cup. Now Ziyech takes over once again. And it's in towards Unani on the edge of the box, but it just loses out and is dug out by Osorio, and it will be cleared downfield on the far side. And now there is an opportunity for Buchanan to try and keep the ball in play. He's done that. Agurd will have to challenge him, but belatedly the assistance flag does go up, and it will be a throw-in. And there are thousands and thousands of Moroccan supporters inside the Al Thumama Stadium. They are enjoying themselves at the moment. And the Canadians, I'm sure, are determined to enjoy the experience, and of course expectations will be very different for them. They are one of the three hosts in 2026, and John Herdman, their coach, was saying this is a massive game for them because they want to make history. They want their first victory in the World Cup, having scored their first goal against Croatia. They've also maybe got to convince one or two people at home that they're heading in the right direction with the World Cup now 4 years away, and of course by qualifying for the first time since 1986 they have certainly done that. And the way they've tried to play shows good signs, but they are just lacking that quality in one or two areas. And we often talk about the quality of MLS and where it stands relative to the rest of football, maybe in Europe and South America, and this Canadian team undoubtedly tries to play the right way, but could be heading for 3 defeats out of 3 nonetheless.
Well, the problem is when you play, and this is no disrespect to the league because it is getting bigger and bigger, it's the speed of thought. You know, all these players are technically good, but everything is done at a higher pace and the thinking's quicker. The higher up you go, that's what I found. You get into international football, you switch off for a second, strikers in, balls in. So that's the problem there, I'm coming into the World Cup.
13 minutes played here on TalkSport 2. Morocco leading by a goal to nil, and coming forward again here. But Johnston with a good challenge to Rob Boufal, but he's been able to prevent the ball from spinning behind, and it will be another corner to Morocco here. A reminder, the Game Day World Cup podcast is available every morning throughout the World Cup with Sam Matterface, Alex Crook, and a rotation of top guests bringing you right up to speed with the latest from Qatar.
Ziyech is firing these set plays in as well. His delivery is excellent, so if you give fouls away, corners away, Morocco are good.
It's played short again on this near side. Sabiri and Ziyech looking to put something up, but one back by Canada. Larin tries to drive forward towards the halfway line. There's a nutmeg there by Hoylett, and Larin continues now into the box. Low ball towards the far post. Buchanan jabbed at it with the right foot when surely a left foot finish could have provided the equaliser for Canada.
Well, what a move. Brilliant move. Larin does brilliantly down the right hand side. He plays a 1-2 with Hoylett and then flicks it past the defender, and he's slid one of them balls across the face of the goal, which has got goal written all over it. And Buchanan's coming in. You're right, Nigel, he's got to go with his left foot to slide it in, and he's gone with his right foot. I know he's right-footed, but he's took the wrong option there. He's attacking.
Morocco looking to play out from the back here, and they do it with comfort in the end. Seiss, and then the flick forward from Boufal doesn't really come off, but they got away with one there. And here is Boufal, the former Southampton midfielder again. Lofts it wide to the far side, taken down with a sumptuous first touch by Ziyech, and he breaks towards the edge of the penalty area, and he fires the right-footed shot high over the top. But we're seeing some great football out there, aren't we?
End to end. I mean, there's an example. The advantages of playing wingers on the wrong side, which Alphonso Davies is playing on the right, and Buchanan's playing on the left. They come inside and they can bend it in the top corner, but when they're on the right, on the wrong side, sometimes they refuse shots on the bad foot. Two examples we've seen: Buchanan and Alphonso Davies have had chances, chose to use their other foot.
Now Kamal Miller of Montreal plays it wide to Toronto's Mark Anthony Kay. He's involved involved in the World Cup for the first time as a starter here this evening. 16 minutes played on TalkSport 2. Canada 0, Morocco 1. It is still Croatia 0, Belgium 0, but a penalty has been awarded in that game, but VAR are checking it, so we will wait to see what happens there. The situation at the moment is Morocco on top with 7 points. Croatia will go through with 5 points. Belgium heading out with 4 points alongside Canada. The golden generation, very much gold-plated at this World Cup. Ada Kugbeck plays it wide to Buchanan on the far side. Hoylett takes over. You can hear the shrill whistles from the Moroccan supporters as the challenge comes in from Amrabat. And Morocco very quickly win it back. And Sofian Amrabat of Fiorentina has picked up 9 yellow cards this season in Serie A, but he really is the heartbeat of this Moroccan team.
The players are playing at good clubs. I think they're a class above Canada. Canada look dangerous, obviously, with Alphonso Davies and Buchanan, 2 flying machines on the flanks. Larin looks quick as well, and Hoylett's just playing in behind him. So going forward, they look really good. It's the other end of the pitch where they're going to struggle.
We've seen that so far with the manner of the opening goal here. 17 minutes played. Morocco leading by a goal to 0. And they are heading through as group winners at the moment. They're still checking a possible penalty for Croatia, and it has been overturned eventually. So it's 0-0 still between Croatia and Belgium. That will not be enough for Belgium. Another tournament will be passing them by.
Drastic measures going on with that Belgian team. The manager's got the axe out.
But it's not working for them so far. This Moroccan team have really clicked into gear. They played all of their World Cup qualifiers at home and won them all because the CAF Federation decided that their stadium was the only one suitable to use in their particular group. They then beat DR Congo in a playoff to reach their 6th World Cup. They've only gone through on one occasion to the round of 16. That was in 1986 when they finished above England in their group. The victories for them have been very few and far between. They've never won 2 games in a World Cup, and no African team has ever kept 3 clean sheets in the group stage of a World Cup either. That could also happen here today. But Hoylett plays it forward. Larin will chase into the penalty area for Canada on this near side, and eventually he is held up by Eger. It's cleared away. The final touch was off Larin, and it will be a throw-in to Morocco.
I have to say, Nigel, you did say before the Belgian game against Morocco that you like the look of this Moroccan team and you fancied them to beat Belgium. And I can see why you were thinking that now. And the more you watch them, they've got some good players.
They have problems in the past, but that was mainly due to the fact that the coach would continually fall out with the main players as a free kick is given for a nudge by Boufal on K, so Canada will have a free kick on the halfway line. But if you look at the quality of players they've got, they virtually all play in Europe. All of this team play in Europe at big clubs, and the North African style has always been get the ball down and have a high technical level. You look at Tunisia last night, you look at Morocco, you look at Egypt, how they try and play in the African Cup of Nations. It is a very well-defined style of play. There was a clear French influence, you have to say, in how they try and play football, and they've turned up at this tournament, motivated, ready, and at the moment they're going to win their group.
Didn't Senegal beat Egypt in the final, the last one?
Yes.
Yes, so
Egypt very rarely qualify for World Cups, although they did in 2018. Of course, they were knocked out by Senegal to reach this one in a penalty shootout when, of course, Mohamed Salah missed his penalty. And
yeah, it's not going to be an easy game for England, that one.
no, absolutely not, even without Sadio Mane in the team. It's been a very good African challenge in this World Cup. Ghana still have a chance of going through as well, and we will see Cameroon in action tomorrow against Brazil. That's on Talk Sport at 7 o'clock. Serbia against Switzerland from that group, Group G, will be here on Talk Sport 2. Earlier in the day, Group H will conclude with South Korea against Portugal on Talk Sport, and Ghana against Uruguay will be on Talk Sport 2. Ghana with a really good chance now of joining Senegal and potentially Morocco in the round of 16. Morocco dominating this game at the moment with 22 minutes played. Still goalless over on Talk Sport between Croatia and Belgium. Morocco heading towards another group victory at the World Cup. Ziyech coming forward now, and Akugbe could be in trouble here. He's been isolated. Ziyech with a low ball in, and he was looking for Hakimi, who had made the run forward from right back, but in the end it's cut out, cleared away, and Morocco have a throw-in.
Ziyech, end product, sometimes lets him down, and a couple of times in this game it has. I suppose Chelsea fans would probably agree with that. He does some really good work, and just the end product, his finish or his cross, normally lets him down. But I'm watching Amarat in midfield, and he is covering some ground and working his socks off to get on the ball. He doesn't just stand in the middle of the pitch.
And it's been a theme in this World Cup. Maybe it's something you have to do anyway, that the teams who've caused the upsets, the teams who have performed above themselves, they all work incredibly hard.
I can't understand why everybody doesn't.
Here's En-Nesyri now on the burst into the penalty area. It's a brilliant goal for Morocco from Youssef En-Nesyri. They lead by 2 goals to 0, and that's surely enough to send them through to the round of 16. Morocco with a long ball forward. En-Nesyri showing his pace. The Sevilla striker burst into the penalty area, and he caught out Boyan at the near post. And the Moroccans all around this stadium are jubilant. Canada 0, Morocco 2.
Great finish, En-Nesyri. Knife through butter though, straight down the centre of the pitch. I mean, how it's got in between the two centre-backs and he's got in there, it's just a great bit of movement, a great slide rule pass in between the two centre-backs. He's got onto it, and I mean, it started from a move out the back. It's just bent round the two centre-backs, and it's bouncing. He's taking it on his right foot. The danger is with that one that he lifts it, and I have to say, he's done Boyan at the near post. He's got to cover that gap there near post. If he gets done, he's got to get done on the far post, and he's let it go through the gap between him and the post. So I think he should have done better, but tremendous ball, great finish.
And Youssef En-Nesyri, the first Moroccan to score in 2 different World Cups, also found the back of the net when they drew with Spain back in 2018. And they have had a firm grip on this game right from the start. Now Alphonso Davies chasing a ball forward down the left, but it's cut out by a Gerd on the far side. And they look to be a side you don't want to play in the round of 16, Morocco.
No, but that's what we were just talking about, the standard of football. You can't do that to England's centre-backs. You can't do that to Germany's centre-backs. They don't get caught with a one ball like that over the top. Now and again they might get caught with it, but not very often. If you let goals in like that, from a defending point of view, that's terrible. From Morocco's point of view, it's a great ball and great finish, but you can't get caught. 50-yard ball.
So the situation in the group, Morocco now have a better goal difference than Croatia as well. They have 7 points. Croatia have 5 points. Belgium 4 points. Canada no points. 2 attempts on target for Morocco so far. They've both gone in. Now Alphonso Davies plays it square to Junior Hoylet on this near side. Osorio with a cut back into the penalty area, but it was deflected. Amrabat booms the ball high into the air. It's cleared as far as Adekugbe, who tries to find Osorio on this near side. Has got Hoylet further wide. Osorio, though, takes a challenge, and both players there, Osorio and Shabiri, go down in some pain. The referee, I think, has given a free kick to Morocco, but Osorio did go in, stud showing there. But he also picked up an injury. Well, watching the goal again, it was a sweat ball forward from Hakimi, curled around the third central defender, and the other two were found wanting as En-Nesyri pulled out his way between them.
I might have been a bit harsh on the centre-backs. It is a fantastic ball. He still shouldn't. Miller's got caught. The ball's been bent behind him, but it's a great finish. But from a defensive point of view, you can't lose goals like that. And then Bashiri's tackle there, he's lucky to get away with the yellow card.
Osorio shown a yellow card for Canada. Studs were raised, and although he picked up an injury himself, he becomes the second Canadian to be booked here tonight following Junior Hoylett earlier on. 27 minutes played here on TalkSport 2. Canada 0, Morocco 2 is the scoreline. Still 0-0 between Croatia and Belgium. That will not be enough for Belgium. Morocco only had to avoid a defeat here to go through. If Morocco and Croatia both win, it will be decided on goal difference and various other tie breaks if required. Croatia started this game 1 goal ahead, but that's now been overturned by the Moroccans. And there is no sign that Morocco are going to relinquish the 3 points here at the moment. They'll be very keen to pick up another clean sheet and head into the round of 16 with 3 victories and 3 clean sheets as well.
I mean, you have to admire Canada. They're still playing. They've got 6 players across the top of the pitch. 2-0 down. There's going to be more goals in this game.
This could be a 4-2 or a 5-3, couldn't it?
It's like a basketball match, yeah. I mean, Canada have not sat back and thought, we'll let them have the ball. They've gone the other way, if anything. They've got 6 players across the back line.
Coming up, following us at 6 o'clock, the EFL show with Dan Windle. And then our wall-to-wall coverage of the World Cup continues tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock. Breakfast with Alan Brazil. White and Jordan will be live from here in Doha from 10 o'clock. And then between 1 and 9, World Cup Game Day live. Some big games coming up tomorrow, some big teams with their reputations on the line as Tyon Buchanan is penalised for another free kick on the far side, and 1 or 2 Canadians beginning to show signs of frustration here.
Yeah, Johnson's just gone into one block tackle and luckily just got the ball, otherwise it might have been sent off. And then Buchanan, there's a few lost their heads out there. They're going to have to keep their composure. They lose a man now, 2-0 down. It could end up a cricket score.
We mentioned White and Jordan tomorrow. Outspoken with White and Jordan, also here every day to give you the very best of their award-winning show in one bite-sized chunk, and you can download that from wherever you get your podcasts. 29 minutes played here on TalkSport 2. 2-0 to Morocco. They are breezing through to the round of 16 at the moment. They will be facing one of Spain, Germany, Costa Rica or Japan. That group will be sorted out across the TalkSport network, Group E, later on today.
Have you changed your mind on the winners, Nigel?
I said Argentina.
They played better last night.
They're getting better gradually. I'm not too sure, though, they can maintain it. I think they'll be happy they avoided France in the round of 16, having seen France yesterday, albeit their B team. They may have 1 or 2 issues moving forward. Brazil look good, though, don't they?
Well, yeah, and France. I mean, Spain look good as well.
Here's another ball over the top for En-Nesyri. And I think he would have been flagged offside. Indeed, the flag has been raised. But Canada's high line is being punished here by Morocco all the time.
Well, they're just bombing forward and they're leaving Victoria and Miller. There's 2 centre-backs on their own on the halfway line. And they look like they're in quicksand at times.
Half an hour played, Canada 0, Morocco 2, here on TalkSport 2, still goalless over on TalkSport between Croatia and Belgium. The best way to follow both of the games is to download the TalkSport app. You can go to the live commentary section and then swipe between the 2 stations and the 2 games to to keep up to date with all the action at the 2022 World Cup. And TalkSport and TalkSport 2, the only place in the UK you can follow every single game.
So basically, Nigel, this Canadian team are playing with 3 defenders against Morocco. Their wing-backs are actually wingers. Alphonso Davies and Buchanan, they're playing like out-and-out wingers. If they don't concede another goal, I'll be shocked.
At the moment, I think they're just going for goals. They want to give the fans something to remember, aren't they?
They might do. They might get beat 6 or 7. You've got to admire them for doing it, but don't be surprised. This was the way
they qualified. They were very expansive in qualification, and they beat all the big teams at home, Mexico and the USA. They chose the coldest days of the year in which to play those games, but they also went away from home and got draws with them. They went to the Azteca Stadium, dominated the game with Mexico and picked up a point there. And it's the way that John Herdman has always sent his teams out to play. It's very similar with the Canadian women when they played in the 2015 World Cup before eventually being knocked out by England in the quarter-finals, as Amrabat looks to bring the ball clear here for Morocco from the edge of their penalty area. And they are a team who try and play out from the back, but they play out with purpose. It's a crisp ball. They're looking to get forward all the time, and now Saiz with a high ball wide to the far side. Ziyech volleys the ball infield. This is excellent football again. And Hakimi with a low cross into the penalty area. A lovely turn from Boufal, and then the shot is eventually blocked. It was Sabiri who fired the shot towards goal. Had that gone in, that would have been goal of the tournament.
What a game. I mean, if you bought a ticket for this game, you're lucky. This is not one of them stalemates you see. One team trying not to lose and one team trying to play a sort of training session, attack, defence. But Canada, it's all right saying I'm going to go after teams. If your 2 centre-backs can't run, it's not very fair on them. Pretoria and Miller, probably the weakness is pace. They're just getting left isolated.
There's a problem here, I think, for the referee in his communication. So he's headed across to this near side. He's speaking to one of the female officials involved in this World Cup, Yoshimi Yamashita of Japan. And at the moment, the 4th official, the assistant on this near side, Rodrigo Figueiredo, and the referee, Rafael Klaus, are deep in discussion with that FIFA official who has come across to the touchline. So there is a break in play at the moment.
I can't see what the problem is, but they are deep in discussion.
There was an opportunity as well for Walid Regragui, the coach of Morocco, to just pull 1 or 2 players across and have a word with them. Currently deep in conversation with the scorer of the second goal, Youssef En-Nesyri. Morocco leading here by 2 goals to 0. Still goalless between Croatia and Belgium. Belgium are heading out as it stands. And play is yet to resume here. A reminder, Saturday, 10 o'clock on TalkSport. Fury against Chisora, live from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for the WBC World Heavyweight title, the trilogy, and it's live on your radio, smart speaker, and also free on the TalkSport app. Fury against Chisora, live and exclusive on TalkSport, 10 o'clock on Saturday. And the round of 16 also begins on Saturday, 3 o'clock, Netherlands against USA, 7 o'clock, Argentina against Australia, live on TalkSport. On Sunday at 3 o'clock, France against Poland will be on TalkSport 2. On TalkSport they'll be building up to England against Senegal all day, and that match gets underway at 7 o'clock. And of course the winners of England against Senegal will meet France or Poland in the quarter-finals. Now Hoyler coming forward for Canada on this near side, but he runs into another cul-de-sac, and it will be a throw-in to Morocco, who are comfortably in control of this game at the moment, and Regragui, the coach, is constantly coming out, high-fiving the players, and clearly there is a mutual bond there between the players and the coach.
Yeah, they both look the part, both managers. John Herdman, he looks like he's got the white shirt on, blue trousers, trainers. Looks like one of them over 50s Burton models.
He likes the
in
very
the window.
tight white shirt as well.
Yeah, and he's just put the tracksuit on, Canadian tracksuit on, as if it's a bit chilly.
It has not been chilly at any games, although it was in Education City yesterday because the air conditioning was whacked up to 10, and we were sat there in t-shirt and shorts, feeling a bit chilly, and then at the end of the game they turned it off, and the temperature shot up about 30 degrees.
I've not been at a game though and thought, boiling hot,
No.
too hot to play football.
The conditions have been very temperate, haven't they? Here is Larin coming forward now for Canada, down the right-hand side, tries to play it infield to Buchanan, but it's cut out by Romain Saiss, the Moroccan captain, but now Larin working hard to win it back. They are actually former club mates with Beşiktaş in Turkey, and then eventually Morocco will hammer it downfield. Boyan, the goalkeeper, is 50 yards away from his goal once again, but this time finds a teammate, Kamal Miller. Now Vitoria, who plays his club football in Portugal with Chavez. Also came through the academy there, born in that country. Alphonso Davies, who has been very quiet in the game so far. Back towards Marc-Anthony Kaye, one of a number of Toronto players in the team. Toronto have been a very strong team in MLS over a number of years. Long ball forward, looking for Larin, who made the run in behind Amrabat, but it's cut out by a good. And the West Ham United defender will be able to clear the ball long downfield. Vitoria, though, rising high above Endesiri, but fouling him, and it will be a free kick to Morocco. With 38 minutes played here on TalkSport 2, the North Africans leading by 2-0. It is still goalless over on TalkSport between Croatia and Belgium.
Yeah, you were just saying there about Alphonso Davies not getting in the game. Well, John Herdman's made a tactical change. He's swapped Junior Hoylett with Alphonso Davies, so now Hoylett's playing on the right, Davies is playing in the number 10 position, trying to get him on the ball. And as I said earlier, he does, the way he moves, he does remind you of Thierry Henry. Obviously not as good as him, but he reminds me of him.
Here is an opportunity inside the penalty area for Morocco again, but the cross from the far side is headed away at the near post, and once again Sofiane Boufal is causing havoc when he gets the ball in those sorts of areas. Now Sabiri infield again, and Morocco at times are toying with Canada now. There were a couple of step overs there from Unani as he plays it back towards Amrabat. Unani with another raking ball wide to the far side, and it's taken down by Boufal, but the flag has been raised against him, and it will be a free kick for Canada. But the gap in quality here is considerable at times.
Yeah, Ziyech there getting caught offside when he's looking along the line. He should never get caught offside in that position, but they are in a different league.
Now, Adekugbe with a low ball into the penalty area, deflected in, and Canada are back in the game. It will go down as an own goal. Sam Adekugbe fizzing the ball into the penalty area, and it was deflected in by Nayef Aguerd of West Ham United, and it's a lifeline here for Canada. Morocco's lead has been trimmed to 2-1.
Yeah, Adekugbe gets it on the left-hand side, nutmegs the right back, gets it on his left foot, slides it across the face of goal. It's one of them own goals where you can't do nothing about it. Centre-back sticks his toe out, Aguerd, and it's gone inside the near post. Keeper's got his hand on it, but it's in, and all of a sudden they've got a goal back, 2-1, game on.
And they're coming forward again now with a high cross into the area, which is deflected behind, and it's a corner for Canada, who have just scored. or rather, Nayef Agard has just scored for them, only their second goal in World Cup history.
Well, get my coaching head on. That come from Ziyech getting caught offside at the other end of the pitch when he's looking right along the line. They've ended up scoring from the free kick.
And it's the first goal that Morocco have conceded here. And now their goal difference is back level with Croatia. Hoylett will take a corner kick on the far side. And it's Canada's first in the game, and they are now pushing hard for an equaliser 3 minutes before half-time. This has been another wonderful game to enjoy at the 2022 World Cup so far. Hoylett with an in-swinger towards the near post. Bunu will fist the ball clear. Flicked away by Ziyech. Adekugbe. This low ball is deflected by Boufal into the path of Hoylett again, who comes inside onto his right foot, tries to whip in the ball, but it was blocked. And it will be a throw-in for Canada. That's another foul throw on the far side. That was almost a shove pass in rugby union there, but nothing given by the referee. Osorio finding Buchanan, who nutmegs Mazraoui, but in the end Morocco win the ball back, and the flag has been raised for offside, and it will be a free kick. Still 0-0 between Croatia and Belgium. 2-1 to Morocco here. In fact, Johnston has been penalised for the challenge on Boufal. We're watching that own goal once again. It was a good ball in, it was heading to Karl Larin, and Agard was committed, and Bunu, who has had nothing to do in the game at all, got a hand to it, but you can't really blame the defender or the goalkeeper in that situation.
No, the keeper's about to lay on the ball coming out from his goal, and as he's on his way out, it's Agard's foot, and now he's wrong-footed and he can't get back. He manages to get his hand on it, but it's in. But it's an amazing approach from Canada, and we're talking about the games. The common denominator is Canada. All three games, brilliant. They're just all-out attack.
And this is their first game in the World Cup finals against non-European opposition. And they're looking to avoid 3 successive defeats for the first time since March 2016. And they've given themselves some hope here as we head towards first half added time.
What they've got to avoid is unforced errors. That's what cost them against Croatia. Once you start getting tired and giving the ball away, Modric has started killing them in midfield. You know, they were like popping it round them, and every time there was a turnover, Croatia looked like they were going to score, but they've not been giving the ball away carelessly in this game.
Now Alphonso Davies has straight to Ziyech, En-Nesyri, back to Sabiri, and Amrabat will try and lead the counter-attack here, and it's Mazraoui, the fullback, who was forward, is cut out by Johnston. And now Hoylett on this near side, plays it back in field to Osorio, and it's all the way back to the goalkeeper, Milan Boyan.
It's basically 3 defenders they're playing with. It's amazing.
Adekugbe heads it forward, and Agard with a back pass, and Bunu just allowed the ball to run across his body for a second, and there were gasps inside the stadium, but he clears, and now Johnston tries to find Hoylett on this near side, but the ball's overhit. It's out of play, and all of a sudden, Dee, I think Morocco could do with half-time.
Incredible. I mean, Johnston is the right side of the 3 centre-backs. He's on the edge of their box, getting tackles in. That was a back pass that nearly skidded by the keeper. Don't take your eyes off this game.
We are into a minimum of 4 more minutes here. Canada 1, Morocco 2. So at the moment, Morocco are still top of the group, but it's got the potential to get quite tight here, because as things stand, a goal for Croatia, they will go back above them. Still 0-0, and they're into added time at the end of the first half there, over on Talk Sport as well. Amrabat plays it wide to the far side. It's cut out well by Kay, who then lunges in again, and he wins the ball from Ziyech, but 1 or 2 Canadian challengers have just crossed the line at times, and that was another one there, Dick.
Well, that's about 6 or 7 50-50s that they don't pull out of. They're not horrendous tackles, but they don't pull out of 50-50. They're all in, Canada. Great to watch.
They have been throughout this tournament. It has been changed to 5 additional minutes now. Rafal plays it back towards Sabiri. Now wide towards Ashraf Hakimi again on Paris Saint-Germain. Ziyech will go back towards the right back, and both he and Mourassir Mazraoui of Bayern Munich have been very keen to get forward. There's another heavy challenge on the far side, this time on Hakimi. It was Adekugbe who dived in, and he receives a yellow card. One of the European-based players in the Canadian team plays for Hatayspor in Turkey, born in London actually. He did have a loan spell at Brighton. They were down in the Championship, but again the studs will break down the shin there from Adekugbe, and it's another free kick and a third yellow card for Canada in the first half.
Game's not on a knife edge, but there's a slight lull in play. It's not very often.
Ziyech with the free kick, headed away at the near post, volley towards goal and in! It is 3-1 and it's En-Nesyri once again. And Morocco restore their 2-goal lead on the stroke of half-time. Wonderful technique from Youssef En-Nesyri. He pinged in the volley, but it won't count. The flag has been raised for offside.
Well, he was celebrating there. I mean, it's a brilliant volley. Free kick into the box, not cleared properly. He reads the second ball. I can't see offside there. Junior Hoylett looks like he's playing everybody onside, but
well, it's a case of maybe Agerd, who was just in front of Boyan at the near post. That might be the reason.
Well, the free kick was slung in and it wasn't cleared properly. But Agerd has carried on running towards the goalkeeper, and the volley hits the inside of the post, goes behind the keeper in the net. But he's obviously interfering with the goalkeeper's vision. I think it's the correct decision.
I'm not sure that Boyan would have kept that out anyway.
Well, I mean, he's definitely in his line of sight though.
Here is Amrabat coming forward now. 3.5 minutes into added time at the end of the first half here on TalkSport 2. Morocco leading by 2-1. Deep into added time over on TalkSport, where it's Croatia 0, Belgium 0. As Canada try and play that Hollywood pass wide to Junior Hoylett again from Alphonso Davies, but it's overhit out of play. There will be a throw-in to Morocco.
How many times have we said this? If only they had a centre forward, this team. Say it about Denmark. If Canada had a lethal striker.
Well, Carl Larin scored 13 times in 16 World Cup qualifiers, but his levels here is the very highest level. Morocco looking to build and break over the halfway line, but the free kick has been given to Morocco sometime behind the play there, which started with a comical throw-in because the throw-in was taken and it slipped out of the player's hand, went straight up in the air and almost came down and hit him on the head.
I don't think the referee's seen the foul throws.
No.
That's another tackle. Johnson, he gets his foot in. Johnson reminds me of Stuart Pearce.
I'm sure Stuart won't appreciate the comparison.
Obviously not as good as Stuart.
No, clearly not.
Stuart, on the breakfast show, Dean Ashton was holding the ball on the settee and Stuart Pearce, I could see he was eyeing the tackle up. Waist high.
Half-time whistle has gone. What a first half we have had in the Al Thumama Stadium. Canada will get the second half underway here, wearing all red, defending the goal away to our right-hand side, but you can guarantee they'll also be attacking the goal away to our left. Morocco wearing all white. No changes made to either side, it seems, during half-time. So here are the two teams again. Canada, Boyan in goal, Johnston, Vittoria and Miller the back three, Adekugbe, Osorio, Kay and Davis across midfield, Buchanan, Hoylett and Larin in attack. For Morocco, Bunu in goal, Hakimi, Agerd, Saiss and Mazraoui, the back four. Unani, Amrabat and Sabiri in midfield. Ziyech, En-Nesyri and Boufal in attack. In the first half, Morocco had 7 attempts on goal, 2 on target, and they both went in. Canada without a single shot on target, but of course they scored thanks to the own goal from A.F. Agerd, the first own goal in this World Cup, the 100th in the tournament as well. And Morocco could be the first African side to win a World Cup group since Nigeria in 1998. And of course we saw the Moroccan teams, or rather the African teams, really come into vogue around the 1990 World Cup, when Cameroon of course had that run which was eventually ended by England. Nigeria performed well in the 1990s as well. The Ivory Coast have also had their moments. And then it seemed that European and South American teams have maybe got to grips with them, but it does seem now that there's a new generation of African players who are stepping up once again.
Yeah, I think the coaching in football in general has improved. There's more courses that these managers go on and they watch football worldwide.
Here is En-Nesyri on this near side, back towards Ziyech, curls in across, high to the far post, it's claimed by Boyan. Please continue.
Yeah, I just think they're just doing well, aren't they? These teams are definitely difficult to beat. And this Morocco team's really good.
Saiss sliding in, they've conceded their first goal of the World Cup, but they're still on course to win this group. They're back underway at the Ahmad bin Ali Stadium. It's 0-0 between Croatia and Belgium. Romelu Lukaku has come on for the second half for Belgium, replacing Dries Mertens. Of course, he's not been fit, but it's now or never for Belgium. They have to win that game.
Finally, Nigel, Adekugbe has slotted into the left-back area, which has been vacant for the first 45 minutes. He must have had a word with him, a manager, and said, look, you know, you can't play that high up the pitch, you're going to have to slot in there. But he spent the whole of the first half playing left wing.
But his cross set up the goal for them and ended Morocco's run of 6 successive clean sheets. That no African side has ever kept 3 clean sheets in the group stage of a World Cup, and Morocco could win 2 games at a World Cup for the first time here. But Larin looking to feed it wide to Buchanan for Canada on this near side, but he's lost out, and now a silky run forward from Unana, and the Angers player has been a really eye-catching presence in the midfield for Morocco. He plays it wide to Ziyech down the left-hand side. Hakimi tries to work a 1-2 with Unani, but in the end it's broken up. Adekugbe with the challenge, and Buchanan will bring it forward now for Canada, looking for the equalising goal. It's Adekugbe charging forward down the left, has support from Alphonso Davies. Amrabat slides in to win it back, but Buchanan almost wins it inside the penalty area, and it's hammered away by Romain Saiss, and he turns and berates his midfielders who gave Canada so much room there.
This is brilliant football. It's just both teams sprinting the length of the pitch. Adekugbe's carrying the ball up the left, and they're just running from end to end.
Here is Alphonso Davies once again taking them all on, but he runs into the challenge, and it's Unana under pressure from Buchanan, who clears the ball away. And Unana, one of the relative newcomers, this only his 13th cap, 22-year-old, but on the ball he looks so confident and so assured. Playing for Angers in the French league, and I'm sure that clubs are keeping an eye on him.
Amrabat does a great job for him as well in the middle of the pitch.
But he gives him the platform to really show off his skills, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But now Davies has robbed him, and here is Adekugbe infield to Kay, who's been given the room to turn, and it's back towards the central defender Victoria, almost poked through towards Davies by Kay, but now on the break. Morocco could be so dangerous themselves, and it's a chase forward for Boufal, but Osorio is quick, and he gets there first, and he's fouled by Boufal. And 6 minutes into the second half here on TalkSport 2. Morocco still lead by 2-1. Still 0-0 between Croatia and Belgium. Now Kamal Miller for Canada. Exchanges a pass with Buchanan. And Morocco are very happy for the three central defenders to have the ball. Osorio wide to the far side and Junior Hoylett. And he's ushered further in field by Mazraoui. And here is Miller again. And it's a good ball to find Kay. Wide to Adekugbe. Everything coming down the left-hand side for Canada. Buchanan has support from Davies. Maybe looks to the right now and Hoylett. And he had the opportunity to play that ball on 3 separate occasions, but eventually finds Johnston. But Canada dominating possession here at the start of the second half. Miller into Adekugbe. Now Marc-Anthony Kay again all the way back towards Boyan, but it's better from Canada.
There's a sucker punch coming. You can see what Morocco are doing now. Let them have it. Let them come.
They're setting those traps.
They're going to spring at them. I wonder if John Herdman's seen it.
Now Osorio. Alphonso Davies makes the run down the centre. Osorio slips. Saisto is challenged by Johnston. Davies on the edge of the penalty area. Tries to lay it back towards Johnston. And there is the mistake. And here is Endesiri on the break. But he's challenged by Buchanan. And the work rate of the Canadian team is something to admire. And I think, as the ball burst,
I think Johnson has burst the ball. Well, he's made about 7 50-50 tackles. He's determined to break it. I think the ball's gone flat.
Yeah, the ball has burst here. We will resume with a drop ball for Canada from our Brazilian referee, Rafael Klaus.
So Canada, whatever you do, when you're keeping this ball, don't give it away.
Now Buchanan on this near side. He's got support, but in the end he runs into trouble and it's cleared away by Hakimi. Or Nani finding Ziyech, who is very, very deep here. And it's clipped forward over the top again for Morocco. And when they try and break like this, there is a real danger, and Adekugbe knew that, and the free kick is now being given on the halfway line on this near side to Morocco.
Well, there's danger, Nigel, if you're playing with 2 defenders, which basically Canada are just playing with 2 centre-backs. The full-backs are just bombing on every time they get it. The wide players are coming in off the line. Hoylett's playing up front. So brave, but I suppose they've got nothing to lose.
No, they're going out to the World Cup. Let's go out and put on a show. Which I think is a great attitude to have. They could have tried to shut up shop, get the 0-0, but they just don't play like that.
Yeah, and losing a goal didn't disappoint them.
No. 54 minutes played on TalkSport 2 at the 2022 World Cup. Canada 1, Morocco 2 the scoreline. Still Croatia 0, Belgium 0. So as it stands, Morocco will be the first African team to win a group at the World Cup since 1998. They also won the group on the only other occasion the Atlas Lions made progress in 1986 when they finished ahead of England and helped to knock out both Poland and Portugal. That was a team of legends, and this side heading in a similar direction as Alphonso Davies does well to tempt a challenge on this near side from Hakim Ziyech, who just wrapped his heels, and it will be a free kick for Canada, taken quickly. Here was Osorio. Across the face of the centre circle to find Adekugbe. Now Kamal Miller, the central defender, is forward as a left winger. Alphonso Davies. That's support from Buchanan. And I'm not going to use the phrase on national radio, but John Herdman has clearly told his team this now or never, or worse to that effect.
Well, I mean, what we've got to see is, have Morocco adapted the right tactics now? Because they've obviously decided to sit back and counter-attack. But they're inviting Canada onto them, and they're inviting them to put balls in the box.
Junior Hoylett has now been fouled by Sofiane Boufal on the far side. And it will be free kick for Canada. Alphonso Davies can whip this ball in with the left foot. Junior Hoylett may just be there as a decoy. Miller, Johnston and Vittoria are all forward here. Vittoria makes the run towards the far post. He's the target, and neither he or Larin were too far away.
In-swinger with pace, just goes across the noses of about 3 players. Goes out in the end for a goal kick. Great ball in. But if you invite the pressure on, you are relying on Canada missing the chances they're going to make, because they are going to make chances playing like this.
And they have been the dominant side in the opening 10 minutes of the second half here on TalkSport 2. Maybe Morocco just beginning to try and contain and play on the counter-attack, as Dean Saunders was saying. The state of play in the group at the moment, Morocco on 7 points, Croatia have 5, Belgium have 4, Canada have 0. And if you want to listen to both games, the best way to do that is to download the TalkSport app, go to the live commentary section, and you can swipe between either this game or Croatia against Belgium, which is currently on TalkSport 2. As Ziyech works hard to win it back for Morocco, and there's a challenge on Boufal, who believes he was fouled, but the ball was won there by Kay, and Canada will try and break down the right with Junior Hoylett. Johnston charging forward, the crossing, looking for Alphonso Davies, who jabbed a volley towards goal, but wide of the near post.
So unlucky. I mean, this is because they're leaving bodies up the pitch. Hoylett picks the ball up and on turnover, gets it out on the right wing. Johnston bombing past him again. Great ball in from Hoylett, and Alphonso Davies sticks his leg out, gets his foot on it, just past the near post, but again, another chance created.
Morocco have not had a shot of any description since half-time, and we've played 13 minutes now.
They look nervous.
They are through if they avoid defeat. But if Morocco and Croatia both win, it will go to goal difference. At the moment, the goal difference is level. So if Croatia score, they would go through as group winners.
What would you do, Nige, if you're the manager of Morocco? Do you sit in his shape, or do you full press Canada?
They're winning 2-1 in the game. They can get through with a draw, so
sit in his shape.
Yeah, and play on the counter-attack.
And they're back 4. Goalkeeper Seville, left back Bayern Munich, West Ham, PSG.
Here was Onani coming forward on the break now, and Nasiri waits inside the penalty area. Onani just holds on to it. He's teasing Kamal Miller as he breaks into the penalty area. Miller just forces him wide towards Hakimi. Hakimi has got support. Boufal is challenged by Johnston. What's he doing over on the left-hand side? He's the right-sided central defender. Now Amrabat wins it back from Hoylett. Actually clouts him on the head with his trailing boot as well. Hoylett has stayed down. Here is Masraoui for Morocco on the far side. Play stopped because Hoylett's got a head injury. It was an accidental challenge, I think, by Boufal, but he definitely caught Hoylett on the back of his head as Hoylett headed to ground. In fact, it was Amrabat.
Yeah, Amrabat's tackled Hoylett as he's going down. Amrabat tries to jump over him, and he's just he's kneed him in the temple.
Yeah. So there'll be treatment here, and changes for Canada as well. Atiba Hutchinson, the 39-year-old, will be coming on. Besiktas midfielder. He's replacing Mark Anthony Kay. Only Roger Miller of Cameroon is an older player to have played in the World Cup. Kay, Adekugbe and Larin are all coming off for Canada. And it's David, Kone and Hutchinson who are coming on.
Another 3 Olympic sprinters coming on. These 3 are rapid as well. Well, I wouldn't say Hutchinson's rapid at 39.
Hutchinson's slower than you.
He's obviously been put on to just hold the fort. You stay in the middle of the pitch and everybody else is going to bomb forward. So he's got him and the 2 centre-backs, and the rest are just going everywhere they want.
Great scenes inside the Alpha Mama Stadium at the moment. The Moroccan supporters are all waving their flags. The scarves and the shirts are being whirled above their heads. Play will restart here with a drop ball following the injury break for Hoylett. And it's Morocco who have it. So John Herdman has made 3 of his changes in one go. Still 0-0 between Croatia and Belgium at the moment. Hutchinson steps in to win it back ahead of Onana. But Ziyech wins it back, and he then goes down as Buchanan comes in with a firm challenge, the Club Brugge defender. And his clearance hits Ziyech, who was on the ground at the time, and it will be a throw into Canada on this near side.
Ziyech has disappeared out of the game. 25 minutes, not seen him.
Well, Canada clearly motivated by their status as co-hosts in 2026, and they want to leave here with something to show for their efforts. They produce so many good memories, but they would like a point or two to finish. Now a back pass for Miller to deal with on this near side. Ziyech is all over it, but he's done well to find Buchanan down the Canadian left. 62 minutes played. Canada 1, Morocco 2. On TalkSport 2, Osorio takes over. On TalkSport, still Croatia 0, Belgium 0 here in Group F. Group E will come to a conclusion at 7 o'clock. Costa Rica against Germany on TalkSport with Joe Shannon and Leanne Sanderson. Here on TalkSport 2, Japan against Spain with Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce. Canada building again with their captain, Atiba Hutchinson. Finding Hoylett, another veteran player. Jabs it into the penalty area, looking for Osorio. Jonathan David, who won the French title with Lille a couple of seasons ago, will challenge. And Ziyech, who tries to run the ball clear, but he's lost out again, and you're right. He is being shut out of this game by Canada's endeavours at the moment. Now Buchanan, down the left-hand side. He's got space to come in field and find David, who tries to check beyond Hakimi into the penalty area. And Hakimi eventually wins it back with the help of Endesiri, but he in turn only gives it to Osorio. Canada dominating this game at the moment, trailing 2-1.
I mean, this is unbelievable. Miller, the centre-back, is now trying to overlap Buchanan on the left.
Buchanan now onto the right foot, back towards Miller. Osorio tries to win it back, but Miller then steps in as Morocco try to break, and eventually Hakimi will gather, but it's the chaos theory here from Canada. When they lose the ball, 3 red shirts very quickly descend on the Moroccan player who's got the ball.
Yeah, well, they've gone from just leaving 3 at the back to 2 at the back. They've now left Victoria on his own. Miller's pushing in as well.
But as a result of that, Morocco are dropping deeper and deeper.
They can't get out.
Here is Buchanan now, on this near side. Back again towards Kone. Ismail Kone, the 20-year-old, sprays it wide to Hoylett. As Rawi snaps into the challenge, but it's a throw-in for Canada. And changes are about to be made, I think, by Morocco, and that's the case. There will be 2 changes, and the players who are coming on are Ismaila, Boufal and Sabiri make their way off the field of play, and Zakaria Aboukal, who scored the second goal in that win against Belgium, the Toulouse midfielder, is coming on. And the other player is another player who started the game against Belgium, Amala, Selim Amala of Standard Liège. So they're just refreshing the midfield here. And Jonathan Osorio goes off for Canada, and Richie Laria will replace him. He's another wide player, so I think they're basically playing 1-2-7 now. And now it's spread wide to Buchanan, down the left, a low ball in looking for Davies, but it's to Cleared away initially by Agard, whose own goal late in the first half brought Canada back into the game. Still Croatia 0, Belgium 0 on Talk Sport. Here on Talk Sport 2, Canada 1, Morocco 2. Kone, wide towards Hutchinson, back towards Kone again. Can Canada find an equalising goal here to really keep Morocco honest in the closing stages? Hoylett with a good ball forward. Alphonso Davies chops back down the left, stays on his feet. Had he gone down, there may have been a decision for the officials to make there, but the offside flag has been raised anyway.
I was thinking the same as you. I mean, it's a great move again. Morocco have put a couple of players up the pitch and Canada break through them. Great ball. Alphonso Davies runs from in to out into the 18-yard box, and you're thinking he's going to chop back on his right foot. Penalty, but he stays on his feet.
Free kick for offside anyway for Morocco, and Yassine Bounou will take it. They've been hanging on for the whole of the second half so far, Morocco, but they still lead by 2 goals to 1. Coming up later on at 7 o'clock, Japan against Spain here on Talk Sport 2 with Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and Stuart Pearce. Over on Talk Sport, Natalie Sawyer, Joe Shannon and Leanne Sanderson will bring you Costa Rica against Germany in Group E. Groups E and F are linked together in the round of 16. The winner of this group will play 3 o'clock on Tuesday at Education City against the runner-up in Group E. And the runner-up will play at Al Wafra at 3 o'clock on Monday against the winner, which at the moment looks like Spain, but we'll have to wait and see. Another offside flag raised against Canada. They just need to look along the line here, because the defensive line from Morocco is not that high.
No, but they're good defenders, and the manager's obviously confident that they can resist pressure. When you've got players playing at top clubs in your back four and your goalkeeper plays for Seville, then you're actually confident that if you come at us, we can resist. They obviously don't make loads of mistakes, because they wouldn't be playing for PSG and Bayern Munich. They'd soon turf you out. And they're absorbing at the moment.
Now Mazraoui of Bayern Munich coming forward. Wide towards the far side, and the player who has just come on, Zakaria Aboukal of Toulouse. Born in Rotterdam, played his youth football for the Netherlands before choosing Morocco. Friday at the World Cup across the TalkSport network looks like this. 3 o'clock on TalkSport, South Korea against Portugal. Here on TalkSport 2, Ghana against Uruguay. That's in Group H. And then at 7 o'clock, Cameroon against Brazil on TalkSport. Serbia against Switzerland will be here on TalkSport 2. And the round of 16 gets underway on Saturday, of course. All eyes, 7 o'clock Sunday on England against Senegal. We will have commentary across the TalkSport network of every single knockout game. Now Zayas coming forward, he goes down on the edge of the penalty area, looks for a penalty, but the referee waves away the appeals.
I don't think it was a penalty. Zayas just cut inside from the right wing and he keeps shifting it. Buchanan's chasing him. He's looking for a free kick. No foul for me.
Now Hoylett for Canada. 20 minutes to play on TalkSport 2. Canada 1, Morocco 2 at the Alpha Mama Stadium with Dean Saunders and Nigel Adderley, your commentary team, as a free kick has now been given to Canada 30 yards from goal. Amrabat has been penalised for the challenge on Tyon Buchanan.
Great play from Buchanan. He's on the left wing, drops his shoulder, skips through somebody. Amrabat comes across, nutmegs him, and then obstruction. But if I'm the Morocco manager now, I'm shouting on to Amrabat, get on the ball. We need someone to just get on the ball and make 3 or 4 passes, because Canada are just relentlessly coming at them.
And the maple leaves at the left end of the stadium are unfurled once again as Canada prepare for this free kick. Davies and Hoylett are over it. Davies lofts it high towards the far post, headed behind by Saiss. It will be a Canadian corner. The situation in this group, Group F, Morocco on top with 7 points. Croatia still 0-0 with Belgium, would go through as the runner-up on 5 points. Belgium heading out along with Canada.
Outswinging free kick that time, and Saiss, if in doubt, headed out. He could have let it run, but he's headed it out for a corner. Took the safe option.
Canada's second corner. Junior Hoylett will take it. All the height is forward for John Herdman's team. And it's an outswinging from Hoylett. It's deep. Hutchinson with the header off the crossbar. Did it cross the line? Then Johnston heads over from a yard out. And Canada so close to the equaliser. How did that not go in?
Hutchinson gets up above everyone else. Middle of the goal. Hits the underside of the bar. Looks in.
Goodness me. Well, that was so close to going in, and then Johnston with the rebound. Well, goal line technology will come into this. Did that ball cross the line?
Well, I think it might have caught a piece of the line. Just
a sliver.
Yeah, and it's bounced back up off the line, and Johnston's running in, gets above the crossbar, but he's trying to get his head on it to get it under the bar, and he heads it onto the top of the bar. So unlucky.
Wow. Well, the goal line technology.
Is that on the referee's watch?
Yeah.
Nigel, so straight away he knows.
There's a chip in the ball as well, so they will know, of course.
Yeah.
And Canada so unlucky. And what a story it would have been if Atiba Hutchinson scored in this World Cup.
But you have to say, Morocco, if you're going to encourage them to come on to you, this is what's going to happen. They're going to get free kicks and corners. Don't be surprised if one goes in.
18 minutes to play. Canada 1, Morocco 2. 16 minutes to play over on TalkSport. Croatia 0, Belgium 0. Belgium are going out in the group stage. Dean Ashton said they were nailed on semi-finalists.
I thought they would be.
Yeah, he's not alone in saying that, is he, really, to be honest?
No, but heads will roll.
Teams got all together, and that's the problem. Now Ziyech with a long ball forward, looking to release the pace of Abu Bakr, but it's overhit. And we're watching again the header from Hutchinson. Oh, it's so close. And the graphic shows that the ball was half in, half on the line, no goal.
It's 2 inches from being a goal.
Hoylett now spreading the play. Wide to the far side once again. David will keep it in play. Find Laria, challenged by Mazraoui. Another corner kick to Canada.
Here we go again. Hoylett's going to plant it into the middle of the goal, and they're queuing up. And how hungry do they look? Considering they're out, what an effort from Canada. Even if they lose this game, well done to all of them.
They've kept going right to the very end. Hoylett will take the corner kick once again as they search for the equalising goal. Hoylett's delivery into the near post is headed away though by Endesiri. Kone is the final man for Canada. Wide towards the far side again. Davies looking to bob and weave away from the challenges. Has support from Laria. Laria will now find Hoylett, who's in down the right-hand side. Excellent challenge though from Amrabat, but it's another corner kick.
Brilliant defensive midfield there. He's run behind the back of the full-back, read it. Amrabat has just rolled out for another corner, but Hoylett, do not hit the near post with this corner. It drives supporters and coaches round the bend when they take a corner and hit the man at the near post.
Corner kick once again for Hoylett into the near post, and again he's
done it again. He's done it again. Pressure's on. He's just letting them off the hook.
All the way back to Boyan, who's been a spectator in the second half. 15 minutes to play. Canada have dominated, but they still trail 2-1. Johnston in towards Buchanan. Amrabat though, carrying once again, wins it back, and there's the potential break on here, but the pass wide on this near side from Amala goes straight out of play.
Well, they can't get out of their own half. I mean, Canada are just relentlessly pushing bodies forward, and Amrabat there got the ball, made one pass. If you can make 2 or 3, you then get out of your half. But they can't string more than 2 or 3 passes together. They just keep losing the ball, and Canada are coming at them in waves and waves of attacks.
More changes. David Wotherspoon of St Johnstone has come on for Canada. Now Hakim Ziyech has been withdrawn for Morocco, along with Azzedine Bounani, and the players who come on are Abourazak Hamdallah, who plays for Al Ittihad, another player who came out of retirement to play football at international level once again. Jawad Al Hamik plays for Valladolid in Spain.
He's a big lad, Nige.
Yeah, 30 years of age. This only his 14th cap. Hamdallah, another player into his 30s, who only has 21 appearances. The previous coach, Valid Halahostic, was a fairly combustible figure. That's why he was moved on only 3 months before the World Cup. Now Kone for Canada. They have battered Morocco in the second half, but they still trail 2-1. It is still Croatia 0, Belgium 0, with 12 minutes to play over on TalkSport. Belgium are heading out here. Morocco are going to win the group.
As we speak, Morocco and Croatia.
Yeah.
As we speak.
Morocco going through as group winners, Croatia as runners-up.
Belgium goals could change it.
A goal for Croatia would put them top of the group at the moment on goal difference. Wotherspoon. He has been fouled by Amrabat, and it will be free kick. 13 minutes to play here. 2-1. Morocco lead. Hutchinson, who hit the underside of the crossbar, finding Buchanan, crossed into the penalty area, headed away at the near post by Seiss. Now Hutchinson again. What a story that would have been for Canada. He would have become the oldest World Cup scorer. That header just dropped over the line. Wotherspoon right to this near side, finding Buchanan, who lunges in but keeps it in place away from Amrabat. Looks to go beyond the challenge of Hakimi. And in the end, I think a goal kick has been given. And Buchanan has not stopped running down the left-hand side. Champions League player for Club Brugge in Belgium.
What an athlete. As you said, relentlessly taking the full-back on. I thought it was a foul there. Referee's not give it. But a dark art tactic from some managers in this situation. You're not worried if the players keep making fouls, keep stopping the game, keep going down injured. It breaks up the rhythm of a team that's got in a rhythm.
Great atmosphere inside the stadium at the moment. Both sets of supporters are doing the Vikings lap. The Canadians to the left and the Moroccans to the right. And this stadium is a sea of red and white. 10 minutes to play at the Ahmad bin Ali. Croatia 0, Belgium 0. That game is over on TalkSport. Download the app and you can swipe between both games as Canada come forward again now with Johnston, who had a great chance to equalise. In towards Davies, he's challenged. Amrabat charging forward over the halfway line now for Morocco. If he plays the ball, they could be in trouble. And it's Hamdallah. He's got support left and right. Hamdallah continues, and in the end he invites the challenge from Hutchinson, and Canada will clear.
That's the difference. A reverse pass was on, but he never even seen it.
Here's Davis now at the other end, in behind Seiss, quick enough to keep the ball in play, and coming back to make the challenge on him was Al Hamik. And the game now is completely stretched. There are players all over the pitch. No one's quite sure where they're playing.
We've got from one end nearly a goal. Within a few seconds, Alphonso Davies is running at the goalkeeper.
Don't forget, Costa Rica, Germany on TalkSport at 7 o'clock. Here on 2, Japan against Spain. The EFL show with Dan Wendell coming up at the top of the hour when we finish here. And then tomorrow, TalkSport 2 has Ghana, Uruguay at 3 o'clock. Serbia, Switzerland at 7. Over on TalkSport, South Korea, Portugal at 3. Cameroon, Brazil at 7. Heading to that game in the Lusail. Really looking forward to it.
I can't tell you how difficult it is to come on as a sub in a game like this, Nige. It's like someone's stolen all your oxygen. You can't catch your breath.
Now David on the far side, sliding in to win it back was Agurd, and he holds on to the ball there, Agurd. The referee tells him to get up, and he's maybe fortunate not to receive a yellow card. Amrabat and Sabiri are the two players on yellow cards for Morocco. Sabiri's been taken off, but Amrabat is still walking the tightrope, but he's not playing as if he's on a yellow card, is he?
Well, they're desperate now, but if I'm one of the Canadian FA and I'm sat in the crowd watching this, I'd give him a 4-year contract.
Yeah, absolutely.
The players are playing for him.
And they're playing well, but here is Wotherspoon looking for the equaliser. High cross towards the far post, and it's headed behind by Agurd. It will be another corner kick for Canada.
If Junior Hoyling hits the near post of this corner, I'm putting my mic down and going home.
Can we have that in writing?
It's the end of coaching.
Well, he's not taking it. Alphonso Davies is. Hoyler's gone off.
I knew that.
No, you didn't. 8 minutes to play. Davies will take the corner. It will be an in-swinger. Canada, relentless in their search of an equaliser here on TalkSport 2. Davis with the delivery. Johnston tries to flick the ball on, but gets too much on it, and it loops high into the air behind for a goal kick.
He's got his head on it at the near post there. It's a bit unlucky again.
Just needs the eyebrows, doesn't it?
Yeah. It needs a Ronaldo, one strand of hair, and then claim it.
Of course, he wasn't given that goal in the end.
Scandalous. Would you have claimed it, Nige? If you were striking?
Do you claim goals? Have you ever claimed a goal you knew you didn't score?
Can that ball, the sensor in it, pick up the strand of hair, touched it?
Well, it didn't. Well, it clearly didn't, because he wasn't given it by the World Cup committee.
So what if Ronaldo says it did touch my hair? And it
the ball
did.
says it. Well, the ball says it doesn't. It didn't. So the ball is king in this case, or the technology inside that ball. Morocco heading through as the group winners at the moment. 2 points clear of Croatia, still 0-0 against Belgium, and you can hear the conclusion of that game. They're inside the final 5 minutes there. 7 minutes to go here. And there was a nudge there by Buchanan as he tried to win the ball back ahead of El Yamek, and it will be a free kick for Morocco. There is a risk here for Croatia. If they don't score, they could be playing Spain in the round of 16. Although,
what's the other option?
If Morocco, well, it could be Germany. But if you're Morocco, and you've seen how the Germans are playing, if Germany go through, of course, I mean, Costa Rica will have something to say about that.
I thought Germany played well against Spain. I know they didn't get the result they wanted, but I thought they played well. Yellow
card has now been shown to Vittoria for a flailing arm. He claims he couldn't see the ball in the lights, but the Moroccan player has gone down in some pain, and there's no doubt he caught him in the face. It was Abdelrazak Hamdallah, plays his club football in Saudi Arabia. Another change now, Yahya Jabrani, who plays for Wydad, the African Champions League winners. That was the club who were coached to that success by Walid Regragui before he took the national job.
Somehow Morocco have got to turn this last couple of minutes into half the time that's available by using clever football, win from a winning position they call it, which means you take the ball into the corners, you don't play square passes, you take ages to take throw-ins.
You manage the game.
Manage it, yeah, without, like, you get, now and again you get the idiot winger that tries to score another goal, straight in the keeper's hands, boots up the pitch, you lose a goal.
Well, Yabrane has replaced Ashraf Hakimi. But it's a free kick here, which will be taken by Salim Amala. High towards the far post, headed away by Hutchinson. Still 0-0 between Croatia and Belgium. As Abu Khal tries a shot now, but gets right underneath it for Morocco. And it's nearer the corner flag than the goal, and it will be a goal kick for Canada, who are yet to have an attempt on target in this game.
And I can only think that's down to the defenders they've got. They've got good defenders. They get so far, but the defenders are reading it. Unlike the goal that Morocco scored, where Canada's two defenders didn't read the ball coming. These lads are all playing for top clubs.
Yeah. A reminder, the Game Day World Cup podcast available every morning throughout the World Cup with Sam Matterface, Alex Crook, and a rotation of top guests. All the latest from here in Qatar. In around the wall-to-wall World Cup coverage, 10 o'clock on Saturday, Fury Chisora, live and exclusive to TalkSport for the WBC World Heavyweight title, live from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm sure those of you watching this game in the TalkSport fan zone will be enjoying what has been a fantastic spectacle, as there's almost problems there for Bunu. He tried to wait for a long ball forward inside the penalty area, and he tried to chest the ball down and gather the ball, but Alphonso Davies was so quick he nearly stole the ball off him.
Goodness. He's thinking, am I outside the box? I'd better chest it back into the box. And he's nearly fumbled it. Go away with it.
2 minutes to play. 2-1 to Morocco. Hutchinson fouled on the halfway line by Amrabat, who needs to be careful. Amrabat pulled him back to his feet because he knows he's on a yellow card, and if he gets another one, he'll be out of the round of 16. And they can't really afford to miss him.
He's got to stay on his feet.
Or Germany.
Oh, he's there. He's their glue in that midfield.
Into the final minute, the Akrid bin Ali, still 0-0 between Croatia and Belgium. Belgium have thrown on both of the Hazards and Tielemans in the second half, but they've not found a way through despite 14 attempts on goal. Only 3 of those have been on target. Now it's won back by Jonathan David, but the free kick's been given for the challenge on En-Nesyri, and it was Buchanan who came in from behind to challenge him. And it's a free kick here for Morocco as we tick towards the 90th minute. And they're going through, and their coach, we can see Walid Regragui just telling his team to calm down.
Well, this is how much of a fine line it is for a manager right now. He's either going to walk away from this saying genius tactically, shut the back door, shut all the doors, walked away with a win. But if Canada score in injury time, it becomes a fool.
Well, they'll still go through, but they won't win the group.
But he'll get slaughtered for his tactics, letting Canada come onto him.
Of course, they had the goal disallowed in the first half to make it 3-1 when En-Nesyri scored it, but it was Agurd who was flagged offside. But Canada have been superb in the second half, but they haven't scored. They hit the crossbar twice. And now, Victoria with some last-ditch defending, wins it on the halfway line. David hooked in field towards Johnston. Now Laria strides away initially from Amala, appeals for a free kick as Morocco go all the way back to Bunu. He clears downfield left-footed, and they are into 3 minutes of added time at the Akrid bin Ali, where it's still 0-0. Here is En-Nesyri chasing forward here. There'll be another 4 minutes here.
And look who's chasing him, Buchanan. What an athlete. I'd like to see his stats at the end of the game.
A long ball played forward for Canada, cleared as far as Jonathan David. Free kick given to Canada for a foul on him. Hutchinson, wide to Wotherspoon on this near side. Morocco holding on grimly here to first place in Group F at the 2022 World Cup. And we're into those 4 additional minutes. Buchanan on this near side, swings the cross high into the penalty area, headed away by Aguerd. Jonathan David tries to win it back. Canada still pushing hard here. They should have won their opening game against Belgium. They may leave here believing they should have won this one as well, but as it stands they'll be leaving with no points, but plenty of friends. David back towards this near side again, and Victoria, Miller, so many red shirts forward now. It's wide to Buchanan, on again to Jonathan David, who's quickly challenged by two Moroccans, but he wriggles into the penalty area. David continues, lays it back, and in the end the opportunity for the shot comes to nothing.
Just missing a striker on the, the ball's going in the box, and they're all playing outside the box, but when you look into the middle, who really wants to get on the end of it, just a 50-50 ball in the box? They haven't got enough of that.
Now Buchanan coming forward again now. Slip further wide to Alphonso Davies. The cross is blocked at the near post by En-Nesyri, and it will be a corner kick. They've a minute of added time left between Croatia and Belgium. It is still 0-0 there. 2-1 to Morocco here. But they're having to hold on grimly to try and win this group. Boyan, the goalkeeper, is forward for this corner kick. Alphonso Davies will take it.
Don't put it in the keeper's hands and done it the near post. Last chance.
Davies with the delivery into the near post, hits the near post, and it's cleared away. Boyan is still forward. He receives the ball from the throw-in. Boyan, the goalkeeper, with the cross high into the penalty area, headed away, then boom, long downfield. Boyan on the halfway line with a missed kick in field, and he's given the ball away to Amrabat. And here is Hamdallah, the centre forward, but Alphonso Davies came back from nowhere to make the challenge. They haven't got a goalkeeper. They're playing rush goalie, but they still get away with it.
It's hilarious. I've never seen a team play like this. You've got to buy a ticket though. Unbelievable.
Player's been stopped here. And a free kick, I think, has been given to Tunisia, but Milan Boyan, that was incredible.
Well, he come up for the corner and he stayed up. He ends up putting a cross in, and then he starts running back and has to turn.
I think a free kick's been given for pushing inside the penalty area after all of that.
That could be it.
Well, Croatia and Belgium are playing the closing seconds of added time there. Still 0-0. We're into the final minute of added time here. Morocco are beginning to celebrate on the bench. They know they've probably done enough to win the group, or at least go through. It's over between Croatia and Belgium. It is finished 0-0. Belgium are out. Morocco know if they hold on to this, they will win the group. But Canada pushing very hard now for the equalising goal. If they equalise, Morocco will drop down to second place. Kone with the deflected ball into the penalty area, headed away at the near post. Now Hutchinson, wide to this near side again. Buchanan sweeps in field, but he's given the ball away to Amrabat. And is there time for a breakaway now? En-Nesyri skips away from the challenge of Miller, plays the ball in field towards Hamdallah, but he overhits it, and it's gathered by Boyan. And the referee blows the full-time whistle, and Morocco can celebrate for the first time since 1998. Africa has a group winner at the World Cup, and it's the Atlas Lions. For the first time since 1986, they make progress at a World Cup. Canada will depart with no points, but plenty of friends. But Morocco look a force to be reckoned with. They have won Group F, and nobody will want to play them in the round of 16.